Prince William apparently wants to push Harry out. Now, Prince Harry just landed. By the time you watch this podcast or listen to it, maybe you're on a walk, maybe you're out in nature, maybe you're at work and you've got it playing in your headphones. So Prince Harry, he's in the UK to attend the Well Child Awards. This is his first time in the UK since April when he lost his bid for taxpayer-funded security protection. Why should we have to pay for this little huckster to have security? Sort of like Kamala Harris. Prince Harry reminds me of Kamala Harris. She wants all of us to just keep paying for her security, even though she has millions of dollars in book deals and she's a Hollywood celebrity. If Meghan Markle and Prince Harry got $100 million from Netflix, the folks over in the UK working, paying their bills, paying their dues, should not have to pay for you to have private security. I'm sorry, call it what it is. Call me a common sense kind of guy. If you're making millions of bucks, you can hire a couple of security guards. And to be honest, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, people are running from you. They're not running towards you. So I think you are safe. But Prince Harry, he's back in the UK. And he's not going to be meeting with Prince William, allegedly, as of right now. We might come back to you on Wednesday's episode and say they met and they hugged and it was hunky-dory, but we've been following this story because Prince William wants nothing to do with Prince Harry. Prince William respects the crown so much. Prince William knows he was born to be king of England. He was going to be king of a commonwealth with 2 billion people. He doesn't have the luxury of effing around, okay? Because if he effs around, he finds out. Prince Harry, he has the luxury of being the spare and he gets to eff around and have fun and go party and go do what he wants and gallivant around the globe. Prince William didn't have that luxury, right? He has to really carry himself in a certain way. And I think for Prince William, you can't even trust Prince Harry. You have one conversation with Prince Harry, it ends up in a book, it ends up on Oprah, it ends up on Netflix. Who wants to talk to that person? Imagine if you went and hung out with your brother or your sister and you had an argument, right? I have a brother. We've gotten into arguments before. I'm sure we've gotten into arguments recently. Imagine if that person then went on the internet and blasted you out there like a Kardashian on the reality show. It's like this reality show royalty thing with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. They're not even royals anymore, in my opinion. I don't think they should be in line for the throne. Y'all don't live in the UK. Y'all don't work. Y'all don't do any public engagements for the crown. Why should you be in line of succession? And why should the kids be? Archie and Lilibet, why are they in line? And nice try, Meghan Markle, naming the girl Lilibet Diana. That couldn't have been more on the nose, but bitch, I don't think you should be in line either. So, Prince Harry, I just don't think he is someone you can trust because Prince William, he can't play around with the press. He can have a conversation with Harry that's then recorded. What if they're wearing microphones and then it leaks and then it gets out? But let me read you a little bit more about what we uncovered. So, Prince William, he's going to keep his younger brother, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, out of the monarchy, according to new insiders. We've discussed that. The rest of the family, Catherine, Charles, Camilla, they're set to go on their annual trip to Balmoral. However, it may not be a relaxing getaway, as people have claimed that talks occurring behind the scenes could cause a major impact on the monarchy's future. Listen to this quote. On the surface, it looks like a normal family holiday, but in reality, there are huge decisions being made that could change the family forever. The plan was for senior royals, the King, Queen, William, and Kate, plus a handful of trusted advisors to meet in private away from the wider family. William feels the monarchy has to move forward with a smaller, tighter unit. He believes that means phasing out Harry and Meghan completely and stripping away the last traces of royal privilege, including their HRH titles and their children's titles. However, sources say Princess Catherine may not be fully on board. Let's listen to this. Catherine adores her husband and supports his vision, but she's torn. She's always been the peacemaker and doesn't want William's decision to burn bridges with Harry forever. This is the Catherine I know. Right? It was always the Three Musketeers. For those of you who followed the royal family, it was always, before Meghan came along, Harry, Catherine, William. They would do events together. They would go running together. They would do charities together. And so I think for Catherine, I believe she wants to be peacemaker. I believe she wants them to patch things up as brothers. She knows what family is about. She's very close with her family. She loves her sister Pippa. So I think for her, she's holding out hope. Maybe there's going to be some reconciliation. She's had health issues recently. Maybe she has a new lease on life. And she wants the brothers to rekindle and reconnect. But I also agree with Prince William. They should not have their titles. I'm sorry, guys, you shouldn't have the title. If you live over in the UK hawking jams, jellies, and dog biscuits, you aren't real royalty, in my opinion. What a fall from grace for Meghan Markle, too. Okay, we talk about this all the time. She was a nothing actress, okay? She was a D-list actress. She comes into the royal family. She cons them into thinking she's this huge Hollywood starlet, like she's Julia Roberts. Okay? She might have the same veneers as Julia Roberts, but she does not have the same acting chops. So Meghan Markle cons the royal family into thinking She's this big Hollywood star. They embrace her. They welcome her with open arms. They throw her a massive wedding. They don't even work her too much, right? She didn't want to work. She wanted to twerk. She was lazy, but they didn't even make her do too many engagements. I think she did a cookbook with the folks from the Grenfell Fire. That was great. She did the cookbook, but she didn't do too much. So Meghan Markle, that wasn't good enough for her. They abscond to the United States after being in the royal family for 18 months. Then they turn around and shank the royal family. To use my word, they shank that family like because they accused the royal family of racism. They weren't treated well. Her mental health was terrible. You know what? You're a grown-ass woman. Okay? If your mental health is terrible, what do you want? The Queen of England on her deathbed to, come and coddle you and call a therapist for you? You have access to any therapist and doctors you want, Meghan Markle. Why is it their problem? You're a grown woman. You were 40-something years old when you got married, or 39. You can figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But she just kept accusing them of all these things, and they really, really screwed over the royal family. I think the royal family is as strong as ever. But Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, they tried it. They effed around and they found out because now they're living in California doing a reality show on Netflix that I believe is 300 and something on the charts. So they really screwed up. So Prince William, I think you should definitely strip them of their titles. I think the kids should be stripped of their titles, move forward. And then you'll have a new generation of folks who don't really remember Harry and Meghan. You might have kids now who are like 12, 13. They don't know Harry and Meghan too well. Folks over in the UK, by the time they're adults, you could have really phased them out and sort of erased them. And I think it's not about holding a vendetta, but it's about knowing your responsibility, right? It's like being in a family business. It's like succession. It's about knowing that you have that responsibility to lead and to be an example. And when you have folks who don't even live on the same continent, why should they be in line for the throne when taxpayers, some of their dollars go toward keeping the monarchy working and up and running? Why should that go to Harry and Meghan whatsoever? So I'm all in favor of stripping their titles. Trusting insurance agents or the government with your Medicare is way too risky. That's how millions of people get stuck on the wrong plan and don't even know it. In fact, the Department of Justice just sued 3 major Medicare brokers for pretending to be unbiased while allegedly pushing people into the plans that got them the biggest kickbacks. Super shady. And honestly, Medicare is confusing by design. No one should have to figure this out alone. That's why you should know about Chapter. Chapter does things differently. They're the only Medicare advisor that compares every single plan nationwide, not just a few that line their pockets. And because of that, they save people an average of $1,100 a year. So whether you're brand new to Medicare or already signed up, this could be the most important call you make. If you're on the best plan, they'll tell you. If there's a better one, they could help save you thousands. It's free and fast, takes less than 20 minutes for them to review your options. So call 661-370-3275 to actually feel confident about your Medicare.